My name is Tierra Bills, and I was born and raised on the Lower East Side of Detroit, Michigan. I was raised in a single parent household with two brothers, and my mother worked as an elementary school teacher. While most children who grow up in this environment, I think, tend to have very little exposure in terms of positive role models and opportunities, I was very fortunate to have a family that one believed in education, uh, very fortunate to attend a college prep academy where your educational achievements made you cool rather than an outcast. And I was blessed to have a church family that supported and encouraged me in every pursuit. So, with this foundation, I was inspired to pursue higher education. Now, fast forward to 2008, I graduated from Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University with a Bachelor's of Science in Civil Engineering Technology, and I was accepted into the master's program in Transportation Engineering at the University of California, Berkeley. While this was all very exciting, my first semester at Berkeley was by far one of the most challenging periods of my life. Up until that point, I was under the impression that my success and achievement at the undergraduate level meant that I was prepared for whatever Berkeley threw my way. I had graduated from Florida A&M with honors and as the top student in my program, and I had gotten into Berkeley, a very prestigious university and top public research institution in the world. But even still, I was simply not ready. I was not prepared for Berkeley. In my first semester, I pretty much failed every midterm examination that I took. And needless to say, I was devastated. I was scared and I was deeply depressed for the first time in my life. I it was particularly depressing because I would think about my mom and my family and how proud that they were that Tierra was at graduate school and at Berkeley. So, I felt really ashamed and just thinking that I was letting my mom down, letting my family down, letting my church family down, letting the whole city of Detroit down. I think that at this point, most students would have simply dropped out of the program and maybe looked for a job or just moved on to something else. And many times I asked myself, was graduate school really for me? Was engineering really for me? Was math and science really for me? But fortunately, I was extremely stubborn and I decided that quitting was simply not an option. I had come too far at that point to just give in and quit and go home. And I decided that it was up to me to learn from my failures, to make adjustments, and to continue to progress towards my goal. So, after a lot of soul searching, a lot of crying, a lot of praying, a lot of making adjustments to how I approach studying, more crying, more praying, I began to see significant improvements in my grades. So I ended up passing my courses and succeeding in subsequent courses, and I was accepted into the Transportation Engineering PhD program in 2009 at the University of California, Berkeley. Now, fast forward 5.5 years later, and I'm proud to say that I've graduated from the University of California, Berkeley with a PhD in transportation engineering, and I accepted a research scientist position with IBM Research Africa. Because of the strong foundation and experiences growing up in the city of Detroit, because of the love and support of my family and community, because of the nurturing environment at Florida A&M University, I persevered at Berkeley, and I was able to take advantage of Berkeley's rich and innovative educational environment. Now, I'm very excited to say that next month I'll be moving to live and work in Nairobi, Kenya, and I'll be working to develop innovative transportation solutions that will not only enhance the lives of Kenyans, but also enhance the lives of residents of other major cities in across the continent of Africa. This is grit.